I'll never forget the day I almost lost my own father to something doctors dismissed as just getting old. It was Christmas morning, 2019. Dad, 76 years old and stubborn as ever, stood up from his favorite armchair to answer the door. Within seconds, he was on the ground, his face pale as snow. The paramedics said he was lucky. He'd missed the coffee table by inches. For weeks, Dad had been complaining about feeling woozy when he stood up. 3 different doctors told him it was normal aging. Even I, with all my medical training, brushed it off. That Christmas morning changed everything. What I discovered in the months that followed shocked me to my core. Dad wasn't just getting old. His brain was slowly being starved of blood. And he wasn't alone. In my own practice, I started seeing this pattern everywhere. Vibrant, independent seniors suddenly becoming fearful of standing up, afraid to live their lives. The worst part? Most of these cases were completely preventable. My name is Dr. Thomas Whitaker, and I've spent the last 5 years developing a protocol that has helped over 1,500 patients, including my own father, eliminate dangerous dizziness and regain their confidence. Dad is now 81, still drives himself to the golf course, and hasn't had a dizzy spell in over 3 years. Today, I'm going to share with you the 3 crucial discoveries I made about brain circulation, why conventional medicine gets it wrong, and the simple daily routine that can save your life. Because no one should have to live in fear of standing up. Let me tell you about Dorothy, a 69-year-old retired librarian from Portland. She came to my office last spring, gripping her husband's arm so tightly her knuckles were white. "Doctor," she said, "I can't even stand up to water my roses anymore without feeling like I'm going to faint." Dorothy's story revealed something crucial that most people don't understand about their bodies after 60. You see, your brain is like a luxury car that demands premium fuel. It uses 20% of your body's blood supply, even though it's only 2% of your body weight. But here's what happens as we age. The tiny blood vessels in your brain start to stiffen, like old garden hoses that crack in winter. When you stand up quickly, gravity pulls blood down to your legs. In a healthy circulation system, your blood vessels should instantly squeeze to push blood back up to your brain. But when those vessels are stiff and sluggish, your brain doesn't get the blood it needs fast enough. That's when you feel dizzy, lightheaded, or like the room is spinning. Dorothy had 3 habits that were silently destroying her circulation without her knowing it. First, she was drinking coffee all day but barely any water. Caffeine constricts blood vessels, and dehydration makes your blood thicker. Imagine trying to push honey through a straw. Second, she'd been taking a common blood pressure medication for 15 years. While it controlled her blood pressure, it also made her blood vessels less responsive to sudden position changes. Third, and this shocked me most, Dorothy had been avoiding salt completely because her previous doctor told her it was bad for her heart. But your body needs a precise amount of sodium to maintain proper blood pressure when you stand up. The medical term for Dorothy's condition is orthostatic hypotension. It affects 15% of people over 65, but here's the alarming part. Studies show that people with untreated orthostatic hypotension have a 40% higher risk of falling, a 30% higher risk of stroke, and are twice as likely to develop dementia. Why? Because every time your brain doesn't get enough blood, precious brain cells die. It's like a slow leak in your roof. You don't notice the damage until it's too late. After 6 weeks of following my protocol, Dorothy called me with excitement in her voice. "Doctor, I stood up this morning and felt completely normal. I actually forgot to hold on to the chair." Now, let me share with you the exact 3-step protocol that transformed Dorothy's life and can transform yours too. Step 1, the 30-second morning circulation boost. Before you even get out of bed each morning, do this simple exercise. While lying down, flex your feet up and down 10 times, like you're pressing an invisible gas pedal. Then, while still lying down, bend your knees and straighten them 5 times. This primes your circulation system and tells your blood vessels to wake up. Here's why this works. When you're lying down all night, your circulation slows to a crawl. This gentle movement activates your muscle pumps and gets blood flowing before you challenge your system by standing up. Step 2. The hydration formula that saves lives. Most people think drinking more water is the answer, but that's only half the story. Your body needs electrolytes to hold on to that water and maintain proper blood pressure. Every morning, mix this simple drink: 8 ounces of water, a pinch of natural sea salt, about 1/8 a teaspoon, and a squeeze of fresh lemon. The salt helps your body maintain blood volume. The lemon provides potassium, and together they create the perfect environment for stable blood pressure. I had a patient, Frank, a 72-year-old from Denver, who was skeptical about adding salt back to his diet. "Doc, won't this raise my blood pressure?" he asked. I explained that the right amount of salt actually helps your body regulate blood pressure more effectively. After 2 weeks of this morning drink, Frank's dizziness disappeared completely. Step 3. The stand-up safety protocol. Never, ever stand up quickly again. Instead, use what I call the 3-stage rise. First, sit on the edge of your bed or chair for 30 seconds. This gives your circulation time to adjust. Second, stand up slowly while holding on to something stable. Count to 15 before taking your first step. Third, take your first few steps slowly, keeping one hand near a wall or furniture. This isn't about being weak, it's about being smart. Your brain needs time to adjust to the change in position. But here's the most important part: timing. Your circulation is naturally slower in the morning and after meals. Be extra careful during these times. Dorothy told me, "Doctor, I used to jump out of bed every morning like I was 30 years old. Now I take my time, and I feel safer and more confident than I have in years." There's one more thing I need to tell you about, something most doctors miss completely. Certain medications can make this condition much worse. If you're taking blood pressure medication, diuretics, or antidepressants, you need to have an honest conversation with your doctor about how these might be affecting your circulation. 6 months after Dorothy started my protocol, she sent me a photo that brought tears to my eyes. There she was, standing confidently in her garden, watering her prize-winning roses with the biggest smile I'd ever seen on her face. But the real transformation wasn't just physical. "Doctor," she told me during her follow-up visit, "I'm not afraid anymore. I'm not afraid to stand up. I'm not afraid to live alone. And I'm not afraid of falling. You gave me back my independence." That's when I realized the most important lesson of my entire career. The secret to healthy aging isn't about avoiding getting older. It's about refusing to accept limitations that aren't actually necessary. Your dizziness when standing up isn't just something you have to live with. It's not a normal part of aging. It's your body asking for help. And now you know how to answer. I want you to imagine something with me. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and standing up with complete confidence. Imagine walking to your kitchen, your garden, your grandchildren's rooms without that moment of fear, without grabbing onto furniture, without wondering if this will be the time you fall. That future is not just possible, it's within your reach starting today. Here's what I want you to do right now. Tomorrow morning, before you get out of bed, try that 30-second circulation boost, just once. Feel how different your body responds when you finally stand up. Then, make that morning hydration drink, 1 glass. See how steady you feel throughout the day. These small steps, just 30 seconds of movement and 1 glass of water, could be the difference between independence and dependence, between confidence and fear. My father is 81 now, and he still beats me at golf. Dorothy is 70 and tends to her garden every single day. Frank travels across the country visiting his grandchildren. They all started exactly where you are right now. The choice is yours. You can continue living with the fear of falling,
or you can take control of your circulation and your life. If this message resonates with you, if you see yourself in Dorothy's story, please share this video with someone you care about, because somewhere out there, someone else is gripping their chair, afraid to stand up, thinking they're just getting old. Your journey to steady, confident movement starts with your very next step. Make it a safe one.
Before we finish, I want to share one final story that will stay with you long after this video ends. Last month, I received a letter from James, an 82-year-old veteran from Texas. He wrote, "Dr. Whitaker, 3 years ago, I was too embarrassed to tell my family I was dizzy. I stopped going to my grandson's baseball games because I was afraid of falling in the bleachers. Your protocol didn't just fix my dizziness, it gave me back my dignity. Last week, I cheered as my grandson hit his first home run." That letter reminded me why I do this work. It's not just about circulation or blood pressure or medical protocols. It's about preserving the moments that make life worth living. Right now, I want you to think about one thing you've stopped doing because you're afraid of getting dizzy. Maybe it's gardening, maybe it's dancing, maybe it's simply standing up without fear. Hold that thought in your mind. Now, make me a promise. Try my protocol for just 1 week. If you don't feel more stable, more confident, more like yourself, then disregard everything I've said. But if you do feel better, and I believe you will, then I want you to do something important. Share your success story in the comments below. Not for me, but for the person who's watching this video right now, feeling hopeless, thinking they're too old to change. Your story could be the spark that transforms their life. And if you found value in what we've discussed today, please hit that subscribe button. I share these life-changing protocols every week because I believe growing older should mean growing stronger, not weaker. Remember, your body is incredibly resilient. It's been taking care of you for decades, and with the right support, it will continue to serve you well for many years to come. The dizziness you're experiencing is not your destiny. It's simply your body's way of asking for help, and now you know exactly how to help it. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.